I was in a police station that felt colder than it needed to be. I sat on a hard plastic chair and tried not to shake. My 4-year-old son Owen was missing. My 7-year-old daughter, Laya, sat in the corner holding her stuffed fox. My ex-wife, Sabrina, paced the floor like she owned the place. "He's an unfit father," she told the officer. "Probably sold the boy for drug money." Her mother, Marjorie, folded her arms and added, "I always said he'd be the death of those kids." The officer at the desk, Delgado, looked at me like he'd already made up his mind. Every time I tried to explain that I love my kids and would never hurt them, my voice came out thin and shaky. It sounded like exactly what a guilty person would say. Then Laya stood up, walked to the desk, and spoke in a steady voice. "Officer," she said, "should I show you where Mommy really hid my little brother?" The room went silent. That morning had been ordinary. I made oatmeal. Owen asked for more raisins. Laya practiced reading and sounded out the word courage. We planned the day: park, duck pond, one slice of pizza split 3 ways. I packed juice boxes and we left. Riverside Green was busy. Owen ran to the swings. Laya marched to the monkey bars. My brother called. I stepped 3 steps away to hear him over the noise and told him it was a good day. When I turned back, the swing was moving. Owen wasn't there. I searched everywhere, behind the slide, under benches, around trees. A mom with twins checked the restrooms. A dad searched the parking lot. No Owen. Someone called 911. I called Sabrina. Her first words weren't, "Is he okay?" They were, "How do you lose a 4-year-old?" At the station, the questions started simple and became sharp. Sabrina handed Officer Delgado a manila folder of evidence. Photos of Owen eating fast food on a late night I'd worked overtime. Screenshots of texts where I joked about being tired, notes about daycare pickups delayed by traffic. She called my job hours instability. She hinted about substances because I'd lost weight during the divorce. Then Delgado slid over an emergency custody petition Sabrina had filed that morning, while I'd been making breakfast. It accused me of neglect, unsafe living conditions, and said the kids should be placed with her full-time. The unsafe part was a broken water heater we'd reported and fixed in 3 days. I tried staying calm because angry fathers in rooms like that don't get believed. I said, "I love my kids. I would never hurt them." It didn't change the looks, and then Laya asked to talk. The social worker, Ms. Rivera, had sat with her in a small room full of crayons. Laya had drawn a map. She walked out holding it like it mattered, set it on Delgado's desk, and pointed. "Owen is playing a hiding game," she said. "Mommy made him practice." Sabrina laughed a thin laugh. "She's imaginative." Laya didn't flinch. "Mommy said when Daddy wasn't looking, Owen should run to the gray car. Auntie Ray would take him to Trent's cabin by the lake. Then Mommy would tell everyone Daddy lost him and the judge would give Mommy both of us." Sabrina's face changed. The mask slipped. Real fear showed underneath. "How do you know this?" Delgado asked Laya. "In Grandma's backyard," Laya said. 3 times. Mommy gave Owen candy if he did it right. She told him to get low in the car seat. She said it was a secret. Marjorie snapped that Laya was making it up. Laya quietly unfolded a small paper with numbers written in purple crayon. Mommy told Owen the address, 1648 Lakeshore Road. I remembered because our town was founded in 1648. Delgado called it in. Sabrina reached for her phone. He took it. "Then why accuse him of selling his child for drug money?" Delgado asked her. "Why file emergency custody papers if you were protecting your kids?" She didn't have an answer. 20 minutes later, the radio cracked. A unit had located a boy at 1648 Lakeshore Road, 4 years old, green dinosaur shirt, light-up shoes with stickers, safe, eating ice cream. With Ray. My legs nearly gave out. Then came the long hour, phones, forms, Miranda rights. Sabrina demanded a lawyer. Marjorie claimed confusion. Evidence wasn't confused. A child at the exact address a 7-year-old provided from memory. When Owen arrived, he ran into my arms shouting, "Daddy!" His face was smeared with chocolate. He smelled like grass and sugar. He told me about the dog that licked his face in the cartoons. He thought he'd been on an adventure. Laya stepped into my other arm and leaned her head on my shoulder. Ms. Rivera said softly, "She was very brave today." "She saved us," I said. "Court took 3 months. Judge Anna Patel's courtroom looked like every courtroom you've seen. Wood paneling, flags, a bench that makes you feel small. The prosecution laid out the timeline. There were phone logs, Sabrina to Trent, to Ray, to Marjorie, clustered around the days before Owen vanished. There was Ray's statement. And there were doorbell camera videos from Marjorie's house. We watched 3 clips. In the first, Owen ran from the porch to the shed, crouched down, and stayed quiet while Sabrina held a bag of candy. In the second, he moved faster. In the third, he was practiced, running, hiding, waiting for her signal. It was rehearsed. They played Laya's recorded statement from the child interview room, calm, clear in her small voice. The gray car, the address, the secret game. Sabrina's lawyer tried to frame it as a stressed mother's mistake. Divorce is hard. Single parenting is hard. She panicked. He said she was protecting the children from an unstable father. Judge Patel didn't buy it. She looked at me. Mr. Wells, you protected your children while being falsely accused. You cooperated and let the truth come forward. Then she looked at Sabrina. Ms. Turner, you weaponized your children to destroy their father's credibility. You trained your son to disappear. You forced your daughter to choose between loyalty and truth. The ruling was direct, full custody to me. Sabrina, supervised visitation 2 hours every other Sunday at a family center. Marjorie, no unsupervised contact. The court ordered counseling for the kids. Outside, Sabrina's brother Miles approached me. I'm sorry, he said. If you need help with pickups, let me know. Trust is a bridge, I said. You rebuild it 1 plank at a time. He nodded. Healing wasn't a montage. It was slow. Owen started hiding around the house and shouting, "Found me!" as soon as he tucked himself behind a curtain. If I took more than a few seconds, he panicked. He'd been trained to hide. Now his brain needed to learn that hiding ends with being found. Enter Dr. Chun, a child therapist who used play. We practiced peekaboo. We played short hide-and-seek where I always found him fast. We paired every found with hugs and snacks. In time, Owen stopped announcing his location and started trusting again. Laya's worries were questions. What if someone lies again? How do you know when grown-ups tell the truth? What if I said something wrong? We made a bravery wall in her room, index cards pinned to cork. Courage, steady, truth, safe, strong. Every night she chose a word and told me where it showed up that day. I was steady when Owen fell and I got the Band-Aid. I was brave when I told the teacher a kid was being mean to Marcus. Small moments added up to confidence. I took a full-time day shift at the warehouse. It wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. We moved from the cramped apartment to a small duplex with a patch of grass and a climbable tree. Our neighbors, the Alvarezes, retired teachers, adopted us in the way kind people do. Gardening with Mrs. Alvarez calmed Laya. Tossing a ball with Mr. Alvarez wore out Owen. We created simple routines. Saturday pancakes, bedtime reading, Sunday calls with Uncle Gavin and my dad. The ordinary things that tell kids, you're safe. Sabrina came to 2 supervised visits. The first ended in an argument with the counselor. The second turned into her quizzing Owen about whether he missed living with her. After that, she stopped coming. Laya asked if her mother loved them. Yes, I said. But sometimes adults get so focused on winning they forget what love is for. Laya thought for a while and said, I'm glad we don't live like that anymore. So was I. 6 months after it all began, we went back to Riverside Green. The swings were the same. The monkey bars were the same. I felt the old fear rise when my phone buzzed, a flash of the worst moment back in my chest. Before I could look, Leia called from the monkey bars. Dad, it's okay. We're right here. It was a text from my brother about Sunday dinner. Owen climbed into the swing. Higher, Daddy. I pushed. He laughed. The swing creaked in the normal way swings do. Laya crossed the bars, dropped down, and leaned against my arm. I'm proud I was brave, she said. Me too, I told her. You taught me how. That's what bravery is. Doing what's right even when you're scared. Laya told the truth in a room full of adults who'd already chosen a story. Owen learned that hiding ends with being found. I learned to keep steady, show up, and let the evidence speak. We aren't a perfect family. We're a real one. We eat pancakes, do homework, plant tomatoes, and say goodnight. We tell the truth. We don't use love to win. We use it to keep each other safe. When my son went missing, my ex tried to turn it into proof I was a failure. My daughter stood up, told the truth, and saved us. Now, when the phone buzzes, I still take a breath. I still scan for both kids. And then I hear Laya's voice in my head. We're right here. And we are.